Captain's Log Supplemental.
Fascinating.
Aye, sir.
Live long and prosper.
But it's a mystery. I don't like mysteries. Give me a bellyache, and I got a beauty right now.
4 phases locked and ready to fire, sir.
In the hands of an adolescent.
I'm a doctor, not a mechanic.
Somebody needs to clean up that ship. Although that's it's Klingon ship, right?
They don't
so,
care.
I mean, it could be filthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're filthy animals.
Wow, that's kind of racist, Megan. Well, we are talking about first season Klingons, so there was no
No treaty, no nothing.
nothing.
They're out
Yeah,
for themselves.
no wharf yet.
Yeah.
That's true.
Nothing like that. So yeah. Anyway, hey.
Hi. Oh.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello
See you
there.
Sorry.
Yeah. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to Geeking Poetic Podcast, where we are doing our ongoing retrospective, Trek respective. An ongoing Trek respective. Explode. Known as Trekking Poetic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's very clever.
No, it's not. We're just these assholes that figure out every which way to take our name and add something into it.
Tweak it just a little.
Yeah, it's branding, man.
Yeah.
Right?
So.
We're good at it.
Brand you. But yeah, I am one of your hosts, Larry Roberts. Across this long glass table from me is none other than
Vito Marchese.
and then the fiddle in the middle.
Yeah, it's a fiddling.
Always stuck in the middle.
Yeah. So stuck in the middle with McCoy and Uhura over there. So
That's okay.
That's
I
good
like
company
them.
to be
Right?
with, though.
I'm okay with this.
that's true. Yeah. We have none other than.
Megan Guess.
And this is fourth episode. So we are talking about the third episode. Said it's so obnoxious because we started with the unaired pilot, so it's always going to be off. So we're just whatever.
By one.
We're just gonna call it. We're starting with the fourth episode. All right, fucking deal with it. But speaking of pilots, this was actually the
second pilot, right?
yeah, and the first approved pilot. Because after we talked about on the very first episode, we discussed The Cage, the original pilot with Pike and all that malarkey, and it's good malarkey.
It is, yeah.
So far, it's kind of our favorite out of the ones we've
so
talked
far.
about.
Yeah.
After that, when the network turned it down, they said, in a rare instance of second chances with network television, they said, make another one.
Well, Lucille Ball said, make another one. Everybody around her said, don't waste your time.
That's true.
And she's like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
It's my company. You listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
And they did.
Ask Ricky. Every time every time Ricky would try to turn Lucy down and be like, now, Lucy, don't show up at the studio. I'm not putting you in my next production. And what would happen? Fucking Lucy would show up at the studio.
She'd start crying.
Yeah, but no, that never even worked. The crying never worked.
Oh, no.
No, she would just show up at the studio dressed up like somebody else or some other kind of thing. She would weasel her way in, and then hilarity would ensue. And
That's how you do it.
yeah, is that how you got on the show?
I plead the fifth, actually. Never mind.
But anyway, so yeah, Lucy was because Star Trek is a Desilu production. Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball. And yeah, she went to bat for it because from what I understand, all her advisors were like, "No, this ain't gonna work. It's garbage." Yeah, well, where are you guys now?
Right?
Nowhere. Actually, they're probably dead.
So they really are fucking nowhere.
She showed them.
She went where no man alive has gone before. But anyway, so yeah, So they greenlit this second pilot. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it ended up being used as an actual episode. Although when Roddenberry got that green light, he actually wrote 2 completely different stories.
Oh yeah.
Did you know that? Yeah, he wrote 2 other stories for the proposed pilot, and obviously didn't use them, but he used them later. One of them was Mudd's Women.
Okay.
Harry Mudd, remember that?
With the beauty pills.
That guy, yeah. That guy with the Dom DeLuise with a hipster mustache, you know? Yeah, more or less. Which they made an episode in the first season, I believe. Yeah, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And then the other one was the Omega Factor. I think it might have been the Omega Factor. I'm gonna look it up real fast.
I don't remember.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure because that's
I
the
know
Omega
that-
Glory. I'm
Oh,
getting
okay.
Omega Factor is a whole other thing. Omega Glory, which was a later story, that much later story. So never wanted to completely, as we learn, one thing that Roddenberry and Star Trek never did was throw anything away.
Nope.
They didn't throw ideas, set pieces, they recycle. So those got reused later, but he outsourced for the story for this episode for Where No Man Has Gone Before.
Okay.
And they chose that to be the pilot. Ironically, because yet again, while the network said, okay, it's better, we could go with this, but it's still too cerebral and stuff
Yeah.
to be the first episode, which is what they wanted this to be, the first episode. And they should have made this the first episode because, boy, they clearly were using all of the same sets, the same uniforms
Same uniforms, everything.
from The Cage. And it looks so out of place when you watch it
In the order
its
that's
order.
on.
in the order. Yeah, when you watch it 4 episodes in, or 3 episodes. Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
You
we're
know
at.
what
what
we're
I mean.
talking about.
Stay with us.
Yeah, when you watch it that far in, and you're just like, "Whoa, this took a step back." You know, like
Yeah.
I mean, even though
Yeah, because
people,
McCoy's not in this, is he?
McCoy's not in it, and there were other characters that were not in it. Rand is not in it.
Mm-hmm. Was Sulu in it yet?
Yeah, Sulu and Scotty were introduced in this one.
In this one,
yeah.
okay.
Obviously, they took the character of number 1
And gave it to Spock.
and more or less melded it,
Mm-hmm.
mind melded it. You know, remember, mind melded it into Spock's character because, like we talked about, in The Cage, Spock was all erratic and
Smiling.
reactionary,
Yeah.
freaking out. Everything. You mean we're not going to go down there and check it out? It's like, whoa.
Calm down there,
boy,
Vulcan.
down.
Yeah. You Vulcan idiot.
Fucking half breed.
Oh, man. All right. Calm down there, McCoy.
You green blooded.
Inhuman. Yeah. So, they gave, that's where the unemotional aspect came from, because that was supposed to be number 1. Michelle Barrett's thing was that she was almost
straight laced.
well. Remember that they even said when Vina made the comment about how mating with her would be like mating with a computer because
Yeah.
she's so cold and unfeeling and all this
Calculated.
stuff and everything. And so they took that and added it into Spock for Where No Man's Gone Before, but then like made it more of a real point of interest of him, that it had to do with his race and all that kind of stuff. And anyway, they did not have they didn't have Rand, and I forget who else was supposed to be in that, but they ended up and you know who wasn't in the first episode was Uhura.
That's right.
Yeah. So Uhura was, both of those, Rand and Uhura were like good ads, good on
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they filmed this episode, like I said, they filmed it using the old sets from, well, I say old. It wasn't that old at that point because they'd only just fairly recently filmed the cage,
The original pilot.
and everything, but they used that and the costumes, and man, they look bunk. And I don't know why they didn't bother me that much in the cage. You know what I mean? Like I watch the cage and I don't look at it and go, God, that looks bunk. But when I see them on like Kirk and stuff,
Well, it's because you're looking at it on Pike and the other people probably, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not used to seeing in the other uniforms.
right, but seeing it on like Spock and Kirk, I'm like, looks like shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm glad they fixed that.
Yeah, they got better uniforms once
But-
they got greenlit.
Yeah. But they filmed the pilot or new pilot, this episode, in like 65. Wasn't it? It was like early 65 or something like that. Mid 65. This shit didn't air. Talk about a difference, man. Like we do things now and we think like, man, it takes we get angry when like, you know, Game of Thrones and stuff takes so long, you know, or Stranger Things takes so long to air. Daredevil or one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck Daredevil. Ugh. Won't get on that subject, but that's a whole other podcast. But yeah, this shit took like almost a year and a half, man, because this didn't actually air until the end of September of 66.
Was that more because they waited to air it because of the other episodes that weren't supposed to come before it but did?
No, because the first episode didn't come out till September 9th. So, I mean, you're
Okay, it was
talking...
only a couple weeks in.
It just took them a while. I'm guessing because they had to then film all the other episodes that it was, you know, over the next however many months, year, they had to film all these episodes.
Right.
But yeah, it's just funny like how old that technically was
Yeah.
by the time, you know, especially for those people that were only in that episode that got replaced by Uhura and Rand and stuff. By the time that came out, they must have been like, oh shit, I forgot I was in that.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, I worked on that like a year and a half ago. Jesus.
I think a lot of actors that do pilots don't even think they're going to make it because most of the time pilots don't even get picked up or whatever.
That's
so.
true.
Wasn't somebody in this that way? Was it Kirk? He didn't even think it was going to be picked up. So he didn't even get the part or anything. And then
Oh yeah.
he did. And then he's like, oh, it's not going to be picked up. Whatever. And then it was picked up. So
I think they all thought that way. But yeah, I think specifically Kirk, Shatner. Yeah, I think the Shat was not sold. He was just like, you know.
all right, I'll go do it.
It's like, guess what? You're going to be most known for this for the rest
Yeah.
of your life, son.
You're never living it down.
You will always be Captain Kirk. Like, I mean, you know, you came a little close with TJ Hooker.
But did he really, though?
Well, he did at the time. There was a time. To some people, there's some people that I've met that are like, if they're a certain age or whatever, and you talk about, I mean, of course they're aware, but if they're not particularly Trek fans and stuff, they're like, they're like, oh, TJ Hooker. And I'm like, really?
It's like 82 or something, 80?
It was on for a few years. It actually, Hooker, I thought, lasted a few seasons. I thought, maybe. It seemed like it was forever.
Yeah.
But then again, I was a kid, so it was probably like 6 months. 6 months when you're like 10 years old is a long time.
Farrah Fawcett wasn't on that show, was she?
No.
What am I thinking of?
TJ Hooker was Locklear?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Okay.
I think it was Locklear.
I think so.
Now I gotta know.
It was one of those blondes from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, gosh. I'm trying to remember. Well, because it was always the big joke because there was Heather Locklear and there was Heather Thomas.
Oh.
So
On the same show or just because they were the
but
two
I
Heathers?
think Heather Thomas was on. Heather Thomas might have been on The Fall Guy with Lee Majors.
Mm.
You know who that is?
I know who Lee Majors is.
Fuck yeah, he's right there.
Yeah,
He's right there on that lunchbox. It's a man. It's a manly man. Lee Majors. $6 Million Man. That was like the epitome of like when I was like 4 years old. I'm like, that's a fucking man. $6 million.
Well, literally, it's only half a man. So, I mean, it's.
He was half the man he used to be. But man, now I want to know. Now I want to know what the heck Oh, it doesn't matter, I guess, but
You know, sometimes I want
it's
to go.
Locklear. It's Locklear.
Sometimes I would, to get off topic, sometimes I want to go back and watch the entire $6 Million Man series from beginning to end.
I have them all. Got them all.
I see a future.
Oh man.
Retrospective coming.
Yeah, and then the Bionic Woman series too.
Yeah, Bionic Woman, not as good, but it was
No,
good.
yeah.
It was good. The crossovers were the best.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm punching my microphone.
Man,
Trying to get you two back on
you're
track.
trying to get all bionic on us. Trying to act like she's like, I'm the Bionic Woman. Fucking move this shit. Slow motion with her super strength. Anyway. Yeah, we will. We will. Even if
we're
it's just
totally
one.
doing a Bionic Woman spoof now, Megan. Like
Really?
it's gonna be hilarious.
Oh man, that will be. Oh, dude. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be great. But
Minds
anyway,
are always turning, guys. Come on up with new shit.
but anyway, yeah. So, getting back to the episode at hand, what did you guys think of the episode? Did you like it?
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
didn't understand the ESP superpower thing.
Well, you get it from having tinfoil eyes.
Right, but
Literally.
they basically go to the edge of the galaxy and then they pass some barrier beam and that gives them the ESP?
It's
Sort of?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was a little weird.
They go through it's kind of like the well, you guys probably wouldn't know this, but it's kind of like the Fantastic Four thing, like how the Fantastic Four went through like some kind of like magnetic storm thing,
Okay.
and that's how they
Okay.
got their powers, and it was the same
I
idea.
gotcha.
They went through some magnetic space storm,
Cosmic thing? Or,
cosmic storm,
yeah,
and
okay.
it gave some of them like the ESP. But yeah, weren't you were telling, because I didn't know that Gary Mitchell's eye thing, that was actually tinfoil.
Yeah, it was actually like between two lenses, and hers too. They were both made of tinfoil.
Jesus
Between
Christ.
they had like little dots that they could see through, and that's why he kept like raising his eyes like this,
Man.
because he couldn't see through the little dots. So he had to like move his head in weird directions. That's why he always looks so weird. But it made him extra creepy, so it kind of sold it.
Yeah, I mean, the effect was cool, but can you imagine like scratching your cornea with tinfoil? Like I've had
Yeah, it was
an
super
eye
dangerous.
ulcer before, and let me tell you,
dude.
that's the most painful thing I've ever gone through. When you have bacteria eating your fucking eyeball, dude.
You got that on the boat? didn't
Yeah, I
you?
did.
Yeah.
Oh my god, really?
Let that be a lesson, kids. Do not leave your contacts in for a month and a half straight, even though the box says you can leave it in for a month and a half straight. You will get a cornea ulcer and almost lose your vision.
Damn.
Yeah.
Way to go, fucking Captain Ahab over there. Fucking be rocking the pirate patch for life. Ugh,
Yeah, it's horrible news, but they would never get away with something like that today.
no.
I mean, obviously, we'd have a
No.
different type of technology, but even if we didn't, you can't put tinfoil in somebody's
Somebody's
eye.
eyeball?
I mean, that's fucking nuts.
Well, I mean, there was so many things they would do. I mean, think about, like, you hear the stories of when they would paint people with like the Tin Man, like when they
Right.
tried to
Yeah.
paint
Yeah.
him with that
Yeah.
silver paint, and it basically almost killed him and shit,
Mhm.
because it's like, hey,
you
that
can't cover up your pores and stuff like that.
completely suffocates your body, basically, you know.
Didn't it happen to one of the girls in like the Golden Gun Bond
Goldfinger?
movie? Maybe
Goldfinger?
Goldfinger, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a rumor or not, but
Yeah. No, I don't think she died. I don't think so.
okay.
But
Either
yeah,
way, don't cover up your pores with
yeah, they used to do a lot
shit.
of they used to do a lot of dumb shit back then, you know, be like, "Oh, this is fine. Quit your bitching. Metro Goldwyn Mayer demands it. You do it now, son. You're under contract. You put that paint all over you, and you put tinfoil in your eyes, and we'll send you a check and a hot dog, send you home."
Well, as Robert Zemeckis would say, pain is temporary, film is forever.
Yeah. Tell that to the motherfuckers that died making Twilight Zone the movie.
Yeah, dude. Fucking helicopter blade. Ooh. Did you hear about that one? Yeah, it's
Yeah, we'll talk about that another time. 'Cause that's
Okay.
just grim
Yeah.
as fuck. Yeah. But anyway, this episode, it was always one that when I was a kid, I don't know. Because again, with me, because I watched these as a kid, I still kind of, a lot of my opinions of them still go back to those first opinions. It was just one that I kind of see why they didn't put it out first. It was a little weird and cerebral.
Weird's a good word for it.
You know what I mean? Like and it's kind of slow. And again, it was weird to me because watching it, I would be like, this looks so primitive compared to the other episodes. Just that little bit, they like upgraded it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it suffered because of it. But how is this? So we've got the cage, because we're going to keep doing this, folks.
Yeah.
We got the cage, we got the man trap, we got Charlie X, and now we've got where No Man's Gone Before. Now, where does this rank amongst those? Because what I want to do is when we're done with all of this, I want us to make an attempt.
At a top 5?
Yeah, our usual
Episodes.
top 5, maybe even top 10, or we do top 5 and our honoraries like
Yeah.
we always do.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to keep track of where we're at with these.
I would put this just above Charlie X.
Oof. Okay. Yeah.
I think I put the man trap. It'd be the cage, the man trap, where No Man Has Gone Before, and Charlie X.
This would probably go third.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cage, Charlie X, this one, and then Man Trap at the end, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You only like Charlie X because it made you laugh.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, that
stupid.
was ridiculously dumb, but
That makes sense.
I would say the cage.
Mm-hmm. You want to put it second, don't you?
I kind of want to put this one second a little bit, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna mirror yours. I think I'm gonna say,
Copycat.
yeah, that's what I get for letting you go first.
Sucker.
Yeah, I'll say the cage, Man Trap. This one's very closely behind Man Trap,
Yeah.
and then Charlie X is definitely last for me because that fucking guy. Ugh. So, but yeah, unfortunately, I guess not a whole lot to say. Well, appearance of Sally Kellerman, well-known actress who went on to be in a lot of different stuff. Was a very prolific actress in like the 70s and 80s and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool to see her, but again, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about this episode because it is such a oddball to me. You know, it's missing several of the main characters that would go on to be in the show.
Yeah.
The characters that were originally there, Dr. Piper, Lieutenant Kelso, blah blah blah, Yeoman Smith, all this kind of stuff. They like. You know, do you even remember them? You know what I mean? Like they didn't make any kind of, you know, whereas like I said, like with the cage, it's like number one, Pike, so on and so forth. Like they were like, oh yeah, they were only in that one episode, but they were good characters. Like these characters were,
they're throwaway.
they were expendable, you know, easily missed. Nothing against those actors and
Right.
actresses, but I mean, just, yeah, didn't miss them. The good ones came afterwards and stuff. So
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that that wasp nest was disturbed in the middle of filming.
oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and over the like Kirk got stung in the face.
And it never went away.
Yeah. And it was the weekend, so they went home for the weekend in hopes the swelling would come down. And everybody's did, except for Shatner's.
Of course.
Oh
And they
boy.
had to like load him up on makeup, and he does seem like extra.
Well, you know,
Extra
I'm glad you told.
orangey
Yeah.
in that episode.
I'm glad you brought that up because I never knew that, and it added to that. I always thought he looked weird.
He looks weird in that one,
Right.
And as soon as I read that, I was like, oh, that explains it. That had a horrible makeup job trying to cover up that bee sting.
Jeez. Did you guys? I don't know if it was. I just made a mistake, but there's like a gravestone at the end of the episode.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it says James R.
R.
Kirk.
Kirk.
Does it?
It
okay.
does.
Okay.
Yeah,
They
it's a
changed
few more
it.
episodes in, and they Gave him the T.
Okay.
Kirk.
All right.
Nope.
I
Yep,
thought
you
I
got
saw
it.
that. All
Yep.
right. Cool.
Yeah, you caught that.
All right,
yeah.
good.
Yep. Yeah, no, James R. Kirk. Never know what the R stood for. We know what the T stands for. You know what it stands for?
Tiberius.
Do you
I know
know
that one.
Mm-hmm,
Oh,
I
okay.
did.
Yeah, you
James
pretend
Tiberius
like
Kirk.
you pretend like I can't talk.
Are you kidding me? Chris Pine plays Kirk. I know what his fucking middle name is.
That's true. That is true. For those that
You know
don't
what?
know.
You want to know what Chris Pine's middle name is?
No.
I don't fucking know either, but I need to know.
Wow.
Can't believe I don't know. I'm slacking.
Oh man.
Tiberius.
Well, here's one last point about it, before I keep badgering on about how I don't like the way this looks and everything, is that this episode cost half of what the cage cost. Now, a lot of that was because so much of it had already been created,
Yeah.
That's true.
but I also just feel like
You
not
can
as much
tell.
was put into it.
There's not as much love into this one. It doesn't
No.
seem.
Ironically, because then this was the one that got them the series.
You just never know, guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, if executives at NBC or whatever have about as much common sense and wherewithal as people that comment on guitar review videos and shit,
That are
and,
clearly not reviews. They're just a testimonial video.
bitch about
Since it clearly states that.
how they
Word
don't
for word.
Yeah.
bitch about
Metal testimony.
and
Well, I
then
don't know why they're doing it. I don't like metal, so I don't know why,
I want my 5 minutes back. It's like,
Why'd you click on it?
I got a suggestion for you. Next time, read the description, and if it has a bunch of stuff in the title and everything that you don't like, don't click on it.
Ain't that hard, dude.
Same goes with these videos. Why would somebody, it'd be like somebody commenting on this. Watch, we're gonna get it now. Somebody commenting on this and being like, "Fuck, I can't stand Star Trek." It's like, then what did you click on it for?
It'll happen.
It will happen because people are fucking dumb. D-U-M-M-M-B. Dumb. Emphasis on the B. Yeah. But anyway, I'm just fucking around. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much more to say about this episode. I mean,
Yeah, I think we covered how we feel about this one.
Yeah.
I think it's good that it exists because it made the show happen and everything else came from that. So good on it for that. But,
Thank you, Lucille Ball.
yeah, and thank
Our
you,
hero.
Lucy. I think that's it. I think it's time that we wrap this up for this week, and we will move on to the next episode, which was
The Naked Time.
You like this episode?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is
Oh,
a good
yeah.
one.
Oh, good. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. It's a great. I mean, I think that Naked Time. Well, yeah, we'll save it
see.
for that one, but I
Click
think
next.
we'll be eager to talk about that one. So, hope you guys enjoyed this, and as always, thank you for watching. Please like it. Please subscribe. Hit that bell. Ring that bell, like they said in Wizard of Oz. Speaking of, the call back to the who rang that bell? Fucking douchebag. But yeah, please comment. Let us know what you think, and if you have more notes or anything you want to dispute, or you think we're a bunch of idiots, all of that, just say it.
Just let us know.
They do it on mine and Vito's other videos. They let us know they don't like us. You could do it here too. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. But on this one, we'll call you out on it. That's the only difference.
Yeah, that's true.
And we're going to call you the fucking jagoff that you are. Just because I like to use the word jagoff, apparently. I use it all the time.
You sure do.
He does.
Douchey jagoffs. So, anyway, for Geeking Poetic, we are saying, oh, you're going to try it? Is she going to try it? Can she do it?
Oh.
They're kind of even, too.
Live long and prosper.
Jesus Christ.
See you next week. Bang, bang.
This communication has ended.